What's up, superheroes? Welcome back to my channel, the place where we make the impossible possible. If you're new here, hi. I'm Scarlett Grace, I'm a manifestation coach, and I help people break through their limitations and manifest their heart's desires. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to turn any situation around, especially if you have a long-going situation, a situation that has been going on for a long time, and you can't figure out how to tell a different story. How to believe that something else is possible for you. And that can be a situation where you have a pattern of manifesting the same type of problem, for example, in relationships over and over and over. Or it may be something like you've had acne for 5 years now and nothing you do changes things. It can be anything that is long-standing and is causing you problems, and you've been trying to manifest a different reality and it hasn't shown up yet. So if this is the situation you're in, if you have some problem in your life that keeps persisting, that it has persisted for a long time, and it is something that you keep seeing every day and you cannot easily ignore, then watch this video until the end, because by the end of this video, you will know the simple trick that will allow you to finally start shifting things and manifest the reality you want. Before we jump into this though, if you want to learn how to manifest any desire fast with the law of assumption and Neville Goddard's teachings, then start now by hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you won't miss any video that could change your life. I also have several self-study courses to help you manifest, including a 21-day course on how to manifest your specific person. And if you need some extra help or my personal advice for your situation, coaching is open. You can find the links for all of those things in the description below. Alright, so let's talk about turning things around. The first thing that I want you to remember when it comes to turning around situations that have persisted for a long time is that no matter how big the situation is, you have the power to change it, and changing this situation is no more difficult than manifesting something you consider small. So this perception that there are some big problems in our lives that will be difficult to change, that they will take a very long time, that they will require a lot of energy and dedication and effort, is false. Because manifesting works the same no matter the circumstances. So if you wanted to manifest something that you consider simple, for example, like seeing 10 red cars today, that is not easier to manifest than manifesting winning the lottery, or getting that job, or bringing your ex back, or getting rid of your acne. They're all the same from a manifestation point of view. The only thing that makes the big things big is the fact that you consider them big. The only thing that makes some things difficult to manifest, the only thing that makes some things take a really long time to truly shift, is your perception of the situation as something that is too big and it will require a lot of effort and you will have to be very focused. So there are no big and small things when it comes to manifesting, because everything gets manifested from you, from your own imagination. From your own imagination. It's like saying, let's say, for example, that you want to write a script for a movie. This is like saying that I can write a movie script for seeing 10 cars today very easily. I cannot write the same one page of a script about going on a perfect date. You are the one who has created everything in your reality, which means it is just as easy for you to change something small in your reality as it is to change something that you consider big. The only shift that you need to make is to take your power back from that situation that feels huge and tell yourself, hey, it may feel big, it may look big, it may look difficult, but it's not. It's all an illusion. I created it. If I created such a complex, problematic, long-standing situation, that means that I'm an awesome manifestor already. Look at what I manifested. It is so complex. It has so many people involved, so many years, so many supposed solutions. I'm incredible. I made that happen. And if I made that happen, who has complete power over that situation? Me. Me and only me. Isn't it amazing? So the first thing that you need to remember is that no matter how problematic the situation may look, or how complex, or how impossible, you manifested it. You are the only one who has power over it. If it's complex, then great. That proves what an amazing and detailed manifestor you already are. You manifested all that, and you probably manifested all that situation, all those problems, all that pain without even knowing how to consciously manifest. So imagine what you can do now that you actually know how to consciously manifest. It's completely under your control. The complexity is an illusion. The size of the problem is an illusion. From a manifestation point of view, it is just as easy to manifest something super small as it is to manifest something colossal in your life. The second step to turning things around is this. I want you to take your mind off the problem. A lot of the time, when we are focusing on turning things around in a situation that has been going on for a very long time, without realizing it, we spend way too much time focusing on the problem. And that is very natural and normal because that's how we are wired and that's how the rest of society works. Everybody will tell you when you have a problem in your life, you have to keep focusing on it, trying to figure out solutions. But here's the thing, if you know about manifesting, you already know that where your attention goes, that's what keeps getting created in your reality. So if you're constantly looking at the problem, even if you're looking at it because you're trying to figure out solutions, you're manifesting more of the problem. If you have a situation that keeps happening in your life and you keep analyzing it and examining it and wondering how to resolve it, all you're doing is pouring your attention, your thoughts, and your emotions into the problem. So even though that's not what you want, what you're doing is feeding the problem, maintaining the problematic situation in your life. So the second step to turning things around is to take your attention off of the problem. And believe me, some people think that they have tried everything to turn things around, to manifest a different reality. They have used all the methods they know. They persisted. They did everything in their power and the situation didn't change. And they got to a point where they said, you know what? I don't care. I will have to learn to live with this situation. I just don't have any mental energy to focus on it anymore. Like, I have acne. I'm going to live with the acne. I've spent years trying to turn things around. I just don't know what else to do. I'm giving up. And they give up and they focus on other things in their lives. And suddenly the acne starts going away. And they wonder how it is going away when they tried everything in the past and it didn't work. And the answer is they stopped paying attention to it all the time. They stopped pouring all those negative emotions into the problem. They stop obsessing over the problem. And the moment you take your attention off of the problem starts to dissolve. Because the easiest way to dissolve something from your life, the easiest way to get rid of an unwanted circumstance, an unwanted person, an unwanted condition, an unwanted pattern, is to completely take your attention off of it. If you don't pay attention to it, and especially if you don't have any strong emotions around the situation, it cannot be maintained in your reality. Because everything in your reality gets created through your thoughts, your feelings, and your imagination. If you stop focusing on the thing, and if you stop feeling all those negative, frustrated feelings about the thing, it can start dissolving. So for some people, just by truly giving up because they felt they were fed up and they had tried everything and nothing worked, and they got to a point where they seriously stopped focusing on that problem because it was too painful to focus on it, it started dissolving just by taking their attention off of it. That's why I often tell people, if you have been trying to manifest something for a long time and you don't know why things aren't shifting, maybe you need to take a break. Seriously, take a break, go on a vacation, go out with friends, stop trying to solve the problem. Because the more you focus on the problem, the more of the problem you get in your reality. But now that you know how this works, you don't have to wait until you're completely fed up and exhausted emotionally and literally cannot bring yourself to focus on that problem anymore to stop paying attention to it. You can consciously decide to stop paying attention to it right now. So something that you can try, if you don't want to feel that you've given up, but you don't want to keep feeding the problem with your energy, with your thoughts, with your emotions, is to consciously decide to take a break. Whatever the problem is, I want you to decide that, hey, I'm going to take a week off. Just for 1 week, I will not focus on this. Whenever this comes to mind, I will remind myself that, hey, this week I'm taking a week off from this. I officially have a week off. I'm not going to focus on it. And then you go do something fun instead. Now, once you've done steps 1 and 2, here's the other thing that I want you to do, provided that your manifestation has not happened yet, because by taking some time off, which by the way doesn't just have to be a week, you can take as much time off from the problem as you want and it's still going to help you. But once you've done the first 2 steps, things may have already started shifting in your reality, or you may even have your full manifestation. If you haven't though, here's a trick that I find super useful, especially when it comes to long-standing circumstances. So not something that is bothering you, but it just happened now. For something that has been going on for a long time, for a long-standing pattern you have in any area of life. Let's say that you have a pattern of people ghosting you, or let's say that you have a pattern of your relationships ending after 4 months. They never last longer than that. Or let's say that you have a pattern of constantly getting fired. Whatever it is that keeps happening, that is a pattern, that is a long-standing thing that you can't shake, here's what I want you to do. I want you to change the story you say about that thing. In fact, I want you to stop seeing it as something that keeps happening. I don't want you to ignore that it's happening right now. I realize that this is very difficult, especially when you have a pattern. Something happens that follows that pattern and it triggers everything. It pushes all your buttons. And that makes complete sense. So I don't want you in this case to tell yourself, oh, this thing right in front of me, it's not the way it is, in order to manifest something different. I know it's difficult in this kind of situation to pretend that your reality is not your reality, that the problem doesn't even exist. I want you to be able to look at the problem, but I want you to change the story that you tell about that problem. So if you wake up today and you look yourself in the mirror and you still have acne, I don't want you to think, oh my God, it's been 5 years that I've been trying to get rid of my acne and I tried all the medical solutions and I tried all the manifesting solutions, and why is it still there? No, that's the old story. What I want you to say is, that's interesting. I always have clear skin. Lately I have acne. That's interesting. Because I never have acne. Oh, I'm pretty sure that I will go back to my usual self with my clear skin. I want you to see the current problem as a glitch, not as a part of an ongoing thing that is big and difficult and will not budge no matter what you try to manifest something different. Once you have a story that you have a pattern of something, you make it very real and solid in your reality, and that feels impossible to change. But for any problem in your life, you can just decide that, hey, this is not who I actually am. This is not my story. This is just a glitch. I don't have acne. I just happen to have a few zits right now. Just tell yourself that. You don't even have to force yourself to believe it. Just instead of telling the story of how you always had acne, I want you to tell the story of how you always had clear skin and you just so happen to have acne right now. And it's not a big deal. If you have a pattern of people ghosting you, I don't want you to tell yourself, I didn't get ghosted this week. I want you to tell the story of how nobody ghosts you. This is a glitch. This person isn't replying to me. That is not part of a pattern where somebody is ghosting me again and again and again. This is just a glitch. If something isn't going your way, I don't want you to tell the story of how this always keeps happening to you. That's the gist of it. Drop the story of how this keeps happening, because if you have a story where this keeps happening, what are you manifesting? You're manifesting this thing to keep happening. And if there is a pattern of it, you just solidify the pattern and you ensure that the same thing will keep happening over and over and over and over. Whereas if you don't have a pattern, you can just tell yourself, hey, this thing is happening right now to me. I don't like it, but so what? Once in a while, something negative may happen to anybody. It's not a big deal. And that takes the power away from the pattern. So you still have the same negative circumstance today, but the power it has when it's just one isolated incident is very, very small compared to the power it has when it's part of a big pattern that spans years, maybe your whole life, and you've been trying to shift it and it's not working. I want you to drop the story of how this is a problem for you. Any problem that is ongoing, it is ongoing because you have the story that it keeps happening. You can do it with anything, like I have a stomach ache. No, I'm not the kind of person who has issues with her stomach. My stomach is perfectly fine. This is a glitch. I just happen to have stomach ache right now. You may have it every day. That's not the point. The point is you stop telling the story of how you have it every day and you start telling the story of how I don't have it every day. I just happen to have it now and it's no big deal. My hair isn't falling out. Generally, I'm just going through a stressful period And in the last few days, my hair has been falling out more than usual, but you know what? I always have thick hair, so that's not a problem. And I'm just gonna take my vitamins, and I know this is not something I need to do anything about. I will just normally have thicker hair a month from now. No biggie, I don't have to focus on it. I don't have to resolve it. I don't have to do anything about it. If you drop the story of how a problem is long-standing, the problem will stop being long-standing. And this is very useful to tell yourself whenever you get triggered. Try this and let me know in the comments how it worked for you. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, because I put out new videos every Sunday to help you manifest an amazing life.